What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 38 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Kroq-Gar campaign. So as we saw last time, Kroq-Gar and Chameleon still working together overwhelmed the dwarfs at the Eye of the Panther and destroying their main army and I believe pretty much breaking the faction. And there is a few units remaining still at Vulture Mountain and it does look like we will have to give it a fight because the garrison is pretty nice. And there's an army, but with only one settlement we should have them pretty much in hand this very turn, especially since both of our armies can reach them. I suppose we could actually wait for a turn to heal up and maybe build some siege equipment. I will think on that one. I sincerely doubt they're gonna sally out after all, and a couple of siege towers will probably make this quite a bit easier. But anyway, in terms of what we got to do this time around, well, there's a lot, so let's just get started. First of all, Pyroxy, you are going to sail out, you're going to catch Mr. Thrund Cragbrow here, who is foolishly in full speed stance, and thus you can destroy the army for good. It did attack us after all, and it, I would like to think, caused some annoyances with the crashing. Somehow both of our ancient salamanders got badly hurt, and one of our solar engines. I don't know what you're doing, game, but stop it. Alrighty, we'll do that, and faction destroyed. Bound, spell, blast, sure. In fact, wait, what kind of ability is that? You're not able to use arcane items, eh? But you could replace the Wand of Jet with the Bound Scroll of Blast. Normally I wouldn't bother with these things, but it is another fireball type of ability. More fire damage, right? Now we have a Ruby Ring of Ruin and a Scroll of Blast as well. You cannot unfortunately go into full speed stance, so you're going to cost us some money, but we'll send you out to the shipwreck and then back to the Stone Mine Tower for a turn or so to heal up, and then afterwards head out to these territories. Alright. Lovely. Next up, I guess, Tic Tac, it's time for you to land. Huh. Are you actually able to reach Verdanos and destroy everything there? Huh, kind of hard to tell. You know what, let's see what you do if we do this. Oh, wow, okay, wait. Huh, this doesn't count as a landing. Oh, that's very interesting. I didn't know that at all. So it seems like whenever you go in this place, it's like an easy landing, as in it's as if moving through a port. It doesn't actually take any extra movement. Because there's a crossing, a shallow area here. I didn't know that was a thing. I wonder if that's an on-purpose thing, or whether that was actually not supposed to happen. Well, either way, it did happen, so we're going to take advantage of it. Next up, Kowal. We're going to send you out to sea, my friend, to see the sights, and more importantly, head down south where you will grab a couple of islands, get a few more Kroq-Gars built up from a nearby territory, and then head up to Sartosa to join Tic-Tac-Toe in the attack, and maybe Pyroxy as well if we decide to send them there. SFO Grimhammer, we will need you to recruit stuff, but it probably won't be here. Where do we send you? I guess we could send you to follow Kowal around, or we could send you southward to start working on your own. Oh, you know what we could do? I was gonna have a couple units grab a few of these territories, and we won't need to get another lord if SFO Grimhammer does it for us. There you go. Alrighty, you have a purpose, my friend. More than before, anyway. Alright, beautiful. Arkhan and I still haven't decided whether we're keeping you or not, but, you know, it is still Badlands territory, but on the other hand, it is built up. Kroqi, you are sailing to the Dragon Isles, so to the Dragon Isles ye shall go. I guess just head out here. And we do want to travel near the coastline so that we don't suffer attrition. Oh, this area is in storm. Alright, well, we can avoid most of it, hopefully. I do have to wonder how long the area will be in storm. Oh man, this is a huge area in storm too. And this is all high sea, so we'll suffer high seas attrition. Alright, well, we'll have to take a turn of a sea attrition. Not a big deal. I'm sure Kroqi's army doesn't really care that much about it. Alrighty, Kroq-Gar and Chameleon will move you last. Tic Tac, you will attack. In fact, we'll attack you in a second. Gorok, you are heading towards Quitax. Make sure that they don't quit. Kylok, we're gonna have you... Ooh, yes. Let's get that unit upgrade up and running. Definitely gonna be the Warpaint of Xhotl. You're gonna move to the Sacred Pools, and then you're gonna follow Gorok, as you do have to trade your heroes to him. Lovely. We don't need to build anything else here, though I am a little bit concerned about... You know what, we're probably gonna start milling through the Saurus Scarvets this turn. In fact, let's start right now. It's taking too long to get these guys up and running, and we do want to get a lot of them up and running, as obviously we get a lot of bonuses for them. Tlaxbog, stay as you are, keep defending. I wonder if Luther is going to come back. He did revive, so there's a very decent chance. Maybe we could build some cheap units, like a couple of skink cohorts with javelins here, and just to help the defenses a little bit. We could also delete one of these things, like, say, the money building. Or, well, no, this provides a garrison thing, and this provides a garrison thing as well. I was just thinking of replacing one of them with an actual defensive structure. You know what, if we're not collecting income here because of the bad public order right now, we can just demolish the money building. We can always rebuild it later on. I think that's the way to do it. Alrighty, looks good to me. Next up, who else do we have here? Duranadar, yes, you are heading out to join Kowal, and it looks like you'll actually have to join him by sea. He's actually going to pass by you next turn. Poor Duranadar. He's been trying to catch him for a while. Yeah. Okie dokie, that now looks good. Now, we still have 3 more turns until these guys are up and running. The horned ones for Kroq-Gar. So I guess you're going to be here for a while. I was thinking about getting a few more dinos for Kanos Kier, however, who's going to be our Basti plus Saurus army. He can still use a couple more Arcs of Sotek and a couple more, or at least one more Basti with Solar Engine. I'm thinking Solar Engine, Arc of Sotek, and then two more Saurus Lords on Carnosaurus. So this army will be half Saurus and half all dinos, just a massive number of dinos. Not only doing their dino thing, but also buffing everybody. Though I suppose we could try a few of the other dinos, like the Stegs and the ancient Stegs in theory. I don't know, I'll think about it. Let's see what else we have going on here. Kingdom of the Beasts. We are getting the stuff that we need right now, or at least most of the good stuff. We will probably build some temples here, but none of these we care about that much, except for possibly the Taming Pen. And you know what, maybe you can get started on that. It's just the capacity at this point. It's not like we're getting any money out of it, and I don't think anything else here is going to be all that useful for us. And just double-checking anything that gives us a faction-wide buff. I suppose the Temple of Quetli does, and we'll make at least a little bit of money. I mean, I guess we could build one of these, and build a Temple of Quetli in the other one. It's not like we need to take up both slots right now. Do these things do anything faction-wide? Recruitment costs? Nope, just skink chief capacity, which, granted, is still useful to us. Yeah, I think we're going to go with Pyramid of Xhotl, mostly because we need a ton of these everywhere, because Basties are very nice support dinos, and there are a lot of support dinos in here. Out of this, really, the only thing we care about is the Dread Saurian capacity. But it'll be a while before we get these guys up and running in large numbers, because 800 gold per turn is just insanity. It's absolute insanity, at least at the current time. We could build half an army of, well, we could build like a full army of skinks for that price. Or, what, 8 units of Fire Leech Bolas for 1 Dread Saurian, considering the... And I think 1 unit of Fire Leech Bolas would outkill a Dread Saurian. It's all just a rule of cool thing, though. These guys are just so fun. But anyway, we'll get to them. We absolutely will. I have several armies conceptualized that's built around them. Yeah, let's start on the Temple of Quetli here, and then let's go for the Taming Pen. At least this also provides animal cages, which means more trade income as well. Like so. Alrighty, we probably will build this, but not for 9k, at least not at the current time. Qatar and Khemri. Definitely build everything here that we can. Old One Monument for you. Just gotta get Khemri up to tier 4 as fast as possible. Teotihuacan is kind of in the same situation where we maybe want to spend the money, but well, let's see if there's anything more critical to be built. Temple Avenue of Gold. You know, screw it, just build a Geomantic pylon now. That empty space is gonna bother me otherwise. Alright, Land of Assassins. Anything cheap and good? Yes, most definitely the Sorcerer's Islands upgrade. We need the walls here. Western Badlands will ignore. Barakvar and Doc Karaz will ignore because it'll be traded. Al-Haik not. Yeah, it's not critical to build those walls right now. Xandrian Pools of Despair, absolutely critical. So let's get that Lizardmen Plaza there. Gotta also keep an eye on the public order here as it's massively problematic due to provincial instability. In fact, I think for a while we'll uncollect the income. Yeah, 400 is nice, but I'd rather not lose research. Because the Lizardmen do lose research or have negative research due to a very bad public order. Alrighty, and I believe that's it. At the very least, that's it for the stuff that we might want to upgrade right now, with the possible exception of this building here. Yeah, let's get it up. And running. Slanesh giggle. Alrighty, that's about it for you guys, which means we got a battle on the way, and we'll start, I think, with Tic-Tac-Toe. Wait, one other thing. You want to move Kanoskir in to the Vulture Mountain. I wonder if these guys would be willing to sally out and fight him in the field. You can do this. We're just going to have them do this for one turn. I sincerely doubt that they're going to sally out, though. And then you, Chameleon, if you go here, can you still go into encamp stance? Let's find out. Which would be unfortunate if you can't, but no, well. You probably can't. It's at 50%, not 25%, right? Yeah, alright. Well, unfortunate that may be, but we can pop you into, let's say... You don't need to channel right now. Let's just put you into Astromancy. Do you have a Ruinologist? Yes, you do. Okay, so you don't actually care about it. Alright, fine. Then you can instead go into channeling stance. If they sally out, they're screwed. If they don't sally out, they're screwed. They're screwed either way, by the looks of it. Guess we could put you into Astromancy rather than the Battle March stance. It will power us up if the enemy decides to sally out, but I don't think there's a need. Yeah, let's go Astromancy. Do you have your Ruinologist? Yes, you do. Okay. And I'm just doing this to save on a little bit of the extra cash, so yeah. All right. Next up, is there anything else? Well, maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but there is certainly a battle with Tic-Tac-Toe, so the last fight of Arkhan. Let's get our points up and running, and then we jump on in. We're still moving towards Renown and Feared, so I guess we can get... Does Tic-Tac-Toe need Lightning Strike? I just feel like a Lord that probably would Lightning Strike, so yeah, I guess we can probably get this, if in fact we... run out of points, or still have points remaining afterwards. Skink Priest, you're on your Pterodon. Just gotta make sure that we don't accidentally put him on the wrong mount. And you can have... Renon's Thunderbolt, Comet of Cassandora. Really, we use both of these spells occasionally. I think Chain Lightning is actually quite useful. It's probably more useful in this army than most other armies, because we just pop it below all of our units, and our units can't be hurt by it. And then lastly, Ahsoka Rismate, the Skink Chief, not to be confused with the other Ahsoka Rismate, is at rank 13, so 2 more points until we can get Natural Camouflage, then we won't care if you're on a Dino. But in the meantime, you can get... Vigor loss reduction for all units, eh? You know, that's fairly useful, actually. Probably will still want to do that. Now, let's go for Organized, and then we are the Elite. Especially since most of this guy's army is already, well, elite. And here we go. Time for the fight. Pyrrhic victory, according to this. Let's see what the enemy has in terms of range defenses. A couple of Ushapti with Great Bow, a Screaming Skull Catapult, there's a Fellbat right there, and a small number of, the Skeleton Archers. As soon as we take care of the Ushapti with Great Bow, we should be good. Here we go, Arkhan's last fight. Damn it, I looked in the wrong place for the battle speech, but oh well, here we go, and well, if it isn't some enemy air units, mind you, they're only bats, and against Ripperdactyls, they're let's just say not going to have a great time. And nonetheless, here we go, the last battle of Arkhan the Black in this particular campaign. His bats will be dropping extremely quickly, and it looks like he wants to summon some zombies below our flyers for some reason. I actually have no concept of why the AI decided to do that. Huh. Actually kind of interesting. Maybe the AI doesn't understand the concept of flying units and did this just as a reaction to our units. I never thought that that would be a thing. Well, hopefully, unlike the last time Tic-Tac-Toe fought, we won't have any technical difficulties here, and we'll be able to fight the battle fully. And we do need control this time around, especially considering there are Ushabti with Great Bow on the field, as well as some skeleton archers, and we do want to knock those out as fast as possible. Bombs coming down on the enemy skeleton archers. Looks like the enemy does have that Realm of Souls up and running. Some great shots, though. And there we go, and the Air Force is once again causing absolute havoc in the enemy's army. The balance of power is still very much in the enemy's favor, but a few more minutes of this, and I don't imagine they'll be too happy about it. Our javelin chucking units are also knocking Ushabti out. That one just got hit in the top of the head with a javelin. That's fantastic. And then it just exploded. Oh, fantastic. And this one also got hit in the head, but by like 10 different, well, 4, but yeah, a bunch of javelins. But the one from straight up was just perfection. Anyway, we're gonna get some magic on the way, as well as a chain lightning comes down from our Heaven's Skink Priest. And does a little bit of damage to any of the enemy skeletons that are below the aerial units as well. Still are not bothering to commit the rest of our Ripperdactyls as yet, because there's no real need to, while the Coatl are just milling around waiting for an enemy unit to essentially separate itself from the main host so that they can assassinate him. Well, we do have a decent amount of time until we run out of ammunition here. There's always a reason to reduce casualties as well. And we do want to soften up the enemy army quite a bit before we commit our melee units. Besides, this is why we targeted the enemy anti-air, so that we could do this rather than being forced to commit into melee. And that said, it looks like the enemy antkill has been thoroughly kicked at this point. They are quite annoyed and are moving out, and looks like they're establishing like a screen pattern. And they're moving into different directions where the woods are, by the looks of it, to try to find the enemy. Either that or they're trying to join the new lord that has joined the battle, who is also on a Khemrian War Sphinx, by the looks of it. Well, either way, with the Ushabti with Great Bow dead, our Javelineers are going to find Arkhan, and they're going to start targeting him. Maybe they can get a few of those javelins stuck into the hat there. Although I'm sure the hat is protected against any javelin work. Probably more enchanted than anything else. Alrighty, and Arkhan's gonna have a pretty bad time here. He's a pretty big target on that chariot after all, and the Javelineers are doing a great damage, and as soon as he starts melting away, we will need to worry about it no longer. Otherwise, we are still at about half ammunition on most of our units of Fire Leech Bolas, so they can continue dishing out damage to the enemy army. Although that said, the enemy army is at least moving around now. And look at this, we got the Tomb King and a unit of Nehekar horsemen seemingly heading directly towards our Skink Chief. But yeah, it looks like the enemy is just checking any forested areas. Interesting that they didn't bother to check over on this side, so if we could actually move him around like this and then put him in this side, the enemy would, what, not have checked there because it's on their side of the map? Interesting. Well, what isn't so great is, unfortunately, it looks like the Nehekar horsemen have finally found our single hidden Skink Chief and are going to charge him. This, not so great. It looks like we will be committed to some melee action this time around and are going to be sending all of our Fire Leech Bolas and even our regular Pterodons, who have now forced Arkhan into crumbling, to try to help that Skink Chief before he dies. Arkhan, by the looks of it, will, however, melt away and is very slowly moving. Man, considering how slow he's moving, why is the chariot's horses looking like they're moving so fast. Not that it's super important, mind you. Just want to see Arkhan's death animation here real quick. Couple more men. He's taking his sweet time to crumble away. And down he goes. Unfortunate for him. Alrighty, now our Ripperdactyls are moving in to help. Tic-Tac-Toe is coming in, and we found that Khemrian War Sphinx and those Nehekara Horsemen. We've popped the Harmonic Convergence upgraded, mind you, on the Skink Chief to try to keep him alive, as he is our only melee unit, and at least with those buffs he's got 104 armor and 85-81 melee attack and defense, so he should be able to hold. Coatl also versing a Khemrian War Sphinx, and ooh, it looks like their lightning attacks do seem to stagger the big boy, which does work quite well for us. And especially with how big of a target he is between Tic-Tac and all these Coatl, I don't imagine he stands too much of a chance. Working together, the Coatl have assassinated plenty of things in their day, and I don't imagine this Khemrian War Sphinx will be the last either. Alrighty, the Khemrian War Sphinx falls and the Tomb King atop it falls as well. And it looks like with that, the Skink Chief is, well, actually not so safe. Crypt War is moving in now with more Nehekar Horsemen, and we got plenty more Crypt Cores coming in, but they still have to contend with all of our Coatl plus all of our flyers, shooting them in the back, while the Coatl just bunch up around the Skink Chief and try to protect him. I'm gonna pop a Curse of the Midnight Wind on all the enemies here, which is going to debuff them fairly nicely. Melee attack down to 0 on the Nehekar Horsemen at least, and with that, the enemy army will begin to crumble away. Though a great job to them actually finding the Skink Chief. At the end of the day, they could not get through those Coatl and Tic-Tac-Toe. And the battle, heroically, will once again be Tic-Tacs. There we go, the last fight of Arkhan, but he did a good job. Well, maybe not he himself, because he just got killed from the sky, but he did tell his troops to do decent things, considering this is the first time any of the enemy troops have actually found our hidden Skink Chief. Well done. Alrighty, well, it only felt right for Tic-Tac-Toe to finish Arkhan's faction off, considering just how many of the Tomb Kings of this particular army and did destroy. Great job to Arkhan's army for actually finding our Skink Chief, though, forcing us into something of a melee battle for his last fight. He may be gone, but his hat will live on, and will probably return in some form. Alrighty, now we are going to, I guess, occupy the place, because we will be trading it away, although it does remain a question as to whether we will be trading. Ooh, double mission successful, very nice. It'll remain a question as to whether we will be trading it. Do you have an administrator? No, you do not. Gleaming Pennant out, administrator in. Whether you will be trading this to the Border Princes, and oh, there was a tiny what? Are you what trespasses against the Border Princes? There were no trespasses. We landed here, unless this time. Oh, this edge of the territory counts as part of Myrmidons. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Nah, man, that's gonna make a bunch of factions not like that. Yeah, minus 15 relationship with Angren for the trespasses against. Okay, that's just dumb. Minus 15? You gotta be kidding me. It's the same amount. Huh. Really? It's the same amount for trespassing. As if it was trespassing for their territory. I guess it's part of the military alliance. I wonder if it's different if it isn't part of a military alliance. For example, you guys are also friendly with Karazakarak, but you're not militarily allied. But we can't see the frickin' thing with Karazakarak. What about you? You don't seem to care about that trespass. Alrighty, well, regardless, if we give this to Myrmidons, then they probably won't care. The other opportunity is we could just destroy them, and then trade their stuff to Angron instead. The thing is, if we give them all of this and them having a new territory would be nice because it could replace any other Imperial factions, and there's definitely Imperial stuff that we may want to have in several armies, so certainly an option. Anyway, let's see what else we have to do this turn. There's probably not much, in fact, unless there's Diplo, there should be nothing. Eataine is near to non-aggression pact, but our reputation with them continues to rise, so I imagine that will still happen eventually. Defensive alliances we don't care about, confederations still are relatively unlikely everywhere, and I believe that's about it. Which means we're gonna end the turn, we'll see if the dwarfs attack us from out of Vulture Mountain, but if they don't, then we'll attack them next turn ourselves. Skip, skip, skip. Outpost available, that's with the Defenders of the Great Plan, and yes, everything else is good. Oh, minus the potential for building new dinos. We could do it next turn. Especially since we'll be getting some of our money back. Alrighty, Vulture Mountain besieged, but that is us doing the besieging. Always confuses me, that little announcement. Tehenoan, what don't you like? Oh, did our strategic threat perhaps rise with the acquiring of that settlement? Damn you, strategic threat. Oh, yeah, this guy. Okay, you can attack by yourself, buddy. And that will give us 1 alignment, so you will still be alive for a few seconds more? Alright, well then Tic-Tac can destroy you. At least it's more XP. Free XP is free XP. Alrighty, anything else interesting? Can anybody else attack us right now? I am expecting the Sartosans to attack us, but it looks like they don't want to do this turn. Providential for Lord Schultep, who was almost hurt by something, and these guys do look like they're coming back, so we could probably get a few more skink cohorts in here. And just to act as a defensive garrison. Looks like, oh, this guy actually wants to fight with this army? Are you crazy? Okay, well, good luck with that. That's not gonna end well for you, my friend. We will do that shortly. I just want to see a few more things. Firstly, the most important thing. Nikai has, by the looks of it, not returned, because I don't see him here. But nonetheless, Confederation... minus 40 with Hexoatl. No, damn it, Hexoatl, come on, man. What are you doing? How does Cult of Sotek have more balance of power and more everything? I guess because of the reputation with them. And so it's making us friendlier with them. And more likely to confed. We somehow need to get more reputation with Hexoatl, but we're fighting the same factions they're fighting. And it's not growing all that much. Well, what can you do? Alrighty, let's do a little bit of admin. Let's also send Kroq out to where he needs to be. And ooh, the area is no longer in storm. Well, isn't that lovely? We're gonna put you into... I guess March stance. I mean... in theory, Kugath could attack us in the sea, but how afraid are we of a single army of his? Unless it's an army full of, soul grinders, probably not very, to be honest. Move forward, we found Dreadrock, their capital, and well, if it isn't at tier 5, that's just lovely as well. We'll be hitting it next turn. And, I was hoping we'd run into an island, but there's an island here. And now... do we declare war on them and draw our military allies in, or do we wait? Or do we join war from Imrik? But joining the war doesn't really give us much. Unless he really wants this. Just out of curiosity, actually. Oh wow, their #1 threat is Karazakarak? Oh, I don't like that at all. I don't like that one bit. He's also fighting Grimgor. 3 only? Yeah, it's not gonna happen. At least there's nothing we care about. Ooh, also, while we're in the diplomacy screen, Clan Angren non-aggression, Clan Angren trade, a bunch of other stuff with Clan Angren. Yes, please, we will do this.
You require assistance?
Yeah. Alright, Angren, and Balansa for sure. Nice. Get friendlier with Angren, but it is not so much Angren as it is the Golden Order that I want to get friendly with. Nearly non-aggression, or nearly military access with them at the very least. We'll probably have to pay them or something at some point in order to get that going, but oh well. Jimbo Barnacle beard? That's amazing. Oh man, it's always a contest between the Lizardman name generator and the Vampire Coast name generator as to who has the best one. But anyway, I digress. Tic-Tac, move out and kill this guy destroying Arkhan's faction for good. Like so. This better not hurt any of our units. Nope, okay, we're good. We got a free Dragon Helm and our alignments are once again maxed out. Beautiful. Don't care about the Dragon Helm. Followers of Nagash destroyed. We cannot hit Xerxil from here, but I think we will probably want to. Oh, that's a Skull Reef. I didn't realize that. Now, there is one concern, and that is Aranessa Solspite sailing out and attacking us. We'll want to move you here, and we'll want to be able to reach Phyrus and Al-Haik. Then we'll want to Soko Rismate. Oh, I don't like that either. Now they'll see. Yeah, I don't trust this guy. And damn it, I wanted to capture these territories, but yeah, let's keep waiting. Isoko, stay near Galbaraz. And these guys should reinforce you if you get attacked. And you can go into a stance? Apparently not. Okay, now, let's check our heroes. Let's see if there's any new good Saurus Scarab. Huh. We milled it last turn, but there's isn't a new one. Unless the fleet-footed guy is the new one, and they just milled twice. Let us also check our Skink Chiefs. Strategist, meh. Skink Priests and Skink Oracles. Still nothing good on the Oracles. We got 6 out of 7 on the Priests. Maybe time to generate a new one and start stealing tech. Yeah, you know what? Let's start stealing tech. Let's get to you... King Priest, not Skyrider, not Determined, Uncompromising. Yes, that's perfect. Well, and that will also mill the Skink Priests as well. And you can go into Specialist, max that out, and then start stealing tech all night and day. Beautiful. Next up. Well, let's see who else we have. We do have the final battle for these dwarfs in a second, but I do want to move everybody else out before we do. Kanoskira is good, Ahsoka Rismate is good, Tic-Tac, yes. I somehow forgot about you in approximately 8 seconds. Well, let's put you into Astromancy, because I don't think you have Uranologist yet. So you're gonna go right there, and from there you should be able to attack Xerxil. And hopefully we can trade it back to Clan Angren for big bucks, or reputation, or the thing where we give them 8 peaks. Still working on that, but it'll happen. Pyroxy. You have 2 things to do. First, head out to this shipwreck, auto-resolve it real quick, then go back to Stone Mine Tower to heal up, or to Berkvar. Explore the island, should be auto-resolvable. Yes. And stop hurting the damn solar engine. Game, why you do this? Let's release the captives for the money, and Prize Hunter, hello. Reduction for Pterodon Riders, Cold Ones. Won an ambush battle. That wasn't an ambush battle. What are you talking about, game? Bastiladon and Carnosaur. Damn, we gotta get more of these somehow. Many more of these. I think that's the first one of those we have. At least we got 8k for that, but damn. You can now... Can you reach this? Let's find out. Yeah, looks like you can reach Stone Mine Tower at least. Probably won't heal up too much there, but it's better than nothing. Let's hope that you can actually heal there. And... yeah, you can. It's not great, but it's something. Alrighty, and then I guess we'll go north, probably. Towards these guys. To burninate the dead. And yeah, I want to kill Sartosa as well, but I feel like Kowal and Tic-Tac-Toe can work on it together instead, while Pyroxy goes after Vlad. Chameleon and Co. Right, I already checked you. Check you again in a second. Gorok. Oh yeah, you also have a battle. I'd rather knock the dwarfs out so that we don't have to deal with their disgusting faces anymore. You can march stance this way, maybe, after we see that there's no more threats up there, so we won't move you right now. And while there is buildings to build, I think it's time. Chameleon and Kanos Kier, level yourselves up and get to it. You are now renowned and feared. Beautiful. How much do these Saurus cost in your army? 145, not so bad. It'll get better once we have a few more Saurus Scarvets in here. You're gonna get your second point in the Curse of Anric here, because that adds area of effect and makes you a lot more useful. Chameleon, you have lots of stuff. You are already renowned and feared. Let's get your rally. And then your skink chiefs can keep building good stuff as well. I believe we were going to go for We Are the Elite. Oh wait, no, we're going to go for Resilient. I think we can bypass Marked for Service for now. Oh, but no, we do want to get Energetic, though. It's a pretty significant increase, especially with 3 of them. I guess we want pretty much the entire tree, just like we're doing with the Saurus, really. So, Resilient for you. And lastly, the Skink Priest. You have Pans, you have Flock, you have Visen's Wild Form, though we'll probably want another level in there, especially considering it gives us a decent amount of armor, which is very useful with the Skinks, but for now, Evasion. And we're good. Alrighty, time to hit the dwarfs here. Let's get to it. Nope, 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 nope. Battle March. Battle March 1, Battle March 2, we can turn those off after. Now we can hit the dwarfs. And Pyrrhic Victory, we got 4 towers to our name, and I don't think the dwarfs stand a chance. Here we go. Hey, you wanted to do a speech this time, eh, Kanos-Kier? Well done, buddy. Anyway, here we go. Vulture Mountain, the last stronghold of the disgusting Greybeard's Prospectors. They do have a fairly decent garrison here, and actually some flyers as well, which might be pretty interesting, considering these are the regular gyrocopters, and then thus do splash damage attacks, and could be thus quite threatening to both our skinks and our Saurus, all of which are fairly tight formation and relatively low armor. Saurus spears with only 46 here, after all. Ooh, and it looks like they're going to start taking shots from the enemy towers as well as we move forward with our ram, though we will be knocking down the enemy towers as best we can with our own grudge throwers, as well as our beam of Chotek from the solar engine. It does also look like the enemy is going to react with those gyrocopters relatively shortly as they are moving in to try to counteract something, but fortunately our towers will be on those walls before long and will be entering the city. Probably in multiple ways, in fact, because our dino piles are going to charge the gate from this side, even as the spears move in. Now, speak of the gyrocopters, looks like they're going to fly in as well, and they are going to, by the looks of it, and go after our ram. And there we go. There are those explosive steam hits from the gyrocopters. And some bombs dropping down on him as well, and that was pretty darn badly damaging. These guys are below half HP now. We did manage to pop the Visen's Wild Form on them to increase their armor up by 40, but it's looking like it's not going to be enough. Perhaps the ram will not make it through. Not that that'll matter, mind you, because we have living battering rams in the form of all of our dinos still, but it is unfortunate about this unit getting so badly hurt. Oh, on the right side though, our beam of Chotek is now firing on the, or our solar engine, is now firing its beam of Chotek upon the gyrocopters hovering overhead. And if it can land a nice shot, perhaps we can bring them down. We also have chameleon skinks who have moved in, and are chameleon skinks stagger the gyrocopters only for the beam of Chotek to miss. Well, that's a shame. Ooh, if we could get a nice shot with the beam of Chotek on these guys while they're in a line like this, that would be just fantastic. Come on, let's see a nice hit. Alright, ooh, that looked like it did impact. Whether it killed it or not remains to be seen. No. But they are down to half HP. They are also blinded, they are poisoned, and lethally poisoned as well. Wait, what's the lethal poison from? Oh, it's from you, isn't it? And it's from the Amexon bar, which is also firing. Everybody trying to knock these things out of the sky before they can do any more damage. Looks like the Amexon barb did manage to knock one out, and the chameleon skinks will continue to do work. More damage from the Amexon barb as well, and damn. Ah, there we go. Nice shot from the solar engine. And yeah, certainly taking some effort to bring those choppers down. It looks like a few more are moving in, but they are in such bad HP now that I think they will be gone before the rest of our army arrives. Speaking of the rest of our army, they're moving in. The towers have disgorged their cargo of Saurus, and the dinos have moved into the city as well. And just going to clear a little bit of a beachhead with our lords and our dino pile, and then we will be moving our Saurus down here to help as well. We've also got our flyers who are moving into the city and will soon be targeting the enemy artillery as well as the enemy towers as well, so that they, well, don't cause too much damage. Alrighty, dinos, it's all you, at least for a few more seconds, before we start working on the rest of the enemy units here systematically. And we want every single prospector dead. Alright, charging right through those dwarfs and knocking them down, which is allowing our Saurus to move off the walls and start attacking the enemy while their formation is all screwy and disrupted. Our Skink Chief has also moved in with its steg there. And looking pretty nice as well, especially since we haven't seen a lot of these in this campaign yet, but that is going to change. Both as we build a few of these of our own, as well as we level up our heroes. Arcs of Sotek, as usual, I'm sure, causing damage, though I probably should have separated these guys a little bit more. They were with Chameleon's army, so they entered the fray just a little bit later than the rest of these dinos, and I'm sure they'll join them as soon as they're ready. Some enemy Quarrelers up here getting caught. Or wait, are these Thunderers? No, these are Trollhammer torpedoes. There's another unit, and Quarrelers, yeah. I definitely saw the stalks on the bolt throwers, or on the quarrel throwers? I'm just gonna say crossbows. And got confused, but it was a good move, I think, to knock out those Trollhammer torpedoes before they could threaten any of our dinos. Our Saurus are also moving up the ramp, but of course being healed by the Reviv Crystal, and they should have a decent advantage here, even if they are fighting Longbeards, which are pretty darn decent. And there we go, a Carnosaur is always helpful. I like how there was like a, I don't know, like a 5-second or whatever duel between these two, and then just the poor Longbeard just get eaten from the Carnosaur, just hitting it from behind, and not in a good way. Alrighty, well, let's see what else we've got. Moving up the ramp, the enemy is still holding a decent pile of units up here to try to prevent us from breaking through, but we do have the mass on our dinos to once again disrupt their formations and keep making it up here, and the healing to sustain us while the Saurus continue to fight. Lovely. We've also separated our army into several parts at this point. These dinos and the additional units of Saurus and now Skinks are going to be moving up the other ramp to destroy this Grudge Thrower and then to hit any other isolated units. And of course the enemy towers are being, or have already been, brought down. This one by our Air Force, and then this one by our Grudge Throwers. Alrighty, Chameleon is moving deeper into the enemy formation. We are, I guess, going to try to get to the Victory Plaza. It looks like there's still a lot of units being kept back, and we do need to charge forward. And it's not like we need all the dinos down here when the Saurus will take care of business just fine. Especially if they have 1 or 2 Basties to buff them. And it looks like over on this side it's mostly miners defending, which are also not going to be nearly as concerning as all those Longbeards that were defending other locations. Arcs of Sotek together with the Skink Chief are also proceeding forward. There's a barricade in their way, but I don't imagine for too long. And these Thunderers are also probably not going to have the greatest time of it. Ooh, they can shoot backwards off of this ramp. I didn't know that. They can only face forward. Kind of interesting. But they're in an awful, awful position. Either jump off the ramp or get destroyed by the dinos climbing atop the barricade. Yeah. And a few Saurus helping out as well. Alrighty, well, it looks like those guys are done for. We'll work on the barricade to get them through and help by joining the rest of these forces. Looks like Chameleon has moved out by himself, so let's watch him and do some work a little bit, as the rest of the troops are still slowly trying to get to him. Looks like Chameleon's having a lot of fun on this particular episode. In fact, he's got 140 kills and 17k damage. Very respectable. For a single entity, especially. Alright, buddy, I must have left him to target the unit, and once the Carno moved away, it decided not to return to fighting. One of the issues with controlling so many units at the same time is you can't pay attention to everything, and you hope that the units that you told to attack are going to continue to attack. Fortunately, the enemy decides to move a runesmith to fight Chameleon directly, which it doesn't seem like the brightest idea, but hey, more power to you, man. If you want to fight a Carnosaur and get eaten, maybe that's better. Maybe that's less shameful, as far as the ancestor gods are concerned. And it looks like Chameleon has nearly killed the runesmith already, who is going to try to book it out of there. But we're gonna give chase. And that should have finished the runesmith off. Down he goes. The stegs are also helping out, but we don't probably need all that much help against mere longbeards and Quarlers, at least where Chameleon or any of our lords are concerned. The enemy is also starting to round out of units at this point. The balance of power is about 90% in our favor, and I imagine a couple more units routed will see the battle be ours. Credit where it's due, we certainly had to work for it by moving throughout the enemy settlement like this. But I don't imagine we'll have suffered too much damage, and at the very least we should still be able to heal up just fine. The Arxosotex popping their Vortex ability, and it looks like these Longbeards are overwhelmed and, well, they are still steady, but probably not for long. Can certainly see that leadership dropping, and in fact we're going to move most of our units directly past them, because there are still units hiding behind here. Let's see, you are also fighting as well. No, some Chameleon Stalkers are going to help out, and there's those Fire Leech Bolas firing as well. Haven't seen a lot of that in this particular battle, though I suppose that's a new thing for this campaign, since we see it pretty much every battle, as they are just so cost effective. What do you guys think? Fire Leech Bolas most cost-effective unit in the Lizardmen roster, at least in the campaign? I certainly think so. They're really shockingly cheap for quite useful, for how useful they are. I almost feel like they need to be, I don't know, an extra like 30-40 gold per turn each. Especially since they cost the exact same amount as the regular Pterodon Riders, and while the regular Pterodon Riders are fine, they're not going to rack up kills and damage nearly as much as these guys. But anyway, there we go. With the last of those units, the last of the Greybeard's Prospectors will rout and live up to their legacy of cowardice and ineptitude. Alrighty, and there we go, an ignominious end for Greybeard's Prospectors. Not much in the way of losses here, about 5%, in fact a little bit less than that, which I will certainly take, and a decent amount of money for our trouble. Gonna occupy the place. I forgot to check what tier it is at. And ooh, a Talisman of Preservation from that battle. Very, very nice. We will probably delete the spawn pools of the Braves and the Pterodon Hatchery here, as we do want to build up the province and pop that alignment of monuments up. And now you two are free to do your own thing. Lovely. However, you're going to have to do your own thing next episode because we are once again out of time. 2 factions destroyed this episode and hopefully more to follow. Next time around, Tic-Tac-Toe is going to move to Xerxil as we declare war on the Pirates of Sartosa, and Kroq is going to declare war on the Poxmakers of Nurgle and hit Dread Rock and hopefully use it as a base to retake the Dragon Isles and tame the sort of primitive lizardmen that live there, that have devolved into their base instincts. Are lizardmen supposed to be Tyranids? Because that's exactly what's happening here. But anyway, that should be pretty fun. We still have not sighted Kairos. Nikai appears to be bugged as he has not returned, so we'll just have to keep an eye out on the rest of these guys, and hopefully at least one of them will confed with us soon. I'm banking on you, Hexoatl. I really want Mazda Mundi on the field. Though, to be fair, the longer it takes for them to actually confed with us, the more likely they are to be able to use the rites of awakening repeatedly, and considering Slann are immortal, that'll mean more Slann for us to eventually confederate and build up more Slann armies, which is also a good thing. So, it's a win-win sort of thing. Either we confed them now, or we confed them later with better stuff. Anyway, stay tuned for more lizards, don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.